Welcome to Tech Talk here on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580, Orlando's news and talk. I'm Greg Rhodes here with David Leavitt, president and founder of Refresh Computer Superstore, and technician Adam Littlefield. And you can contact the Refresh Computer Superstore by calling their free tech support hotline at 407-478-8200. Or if you have any other comments during the show, go ahead and leave an open mic using the WDBO app. You can also check out the website at refreshcomputers.net or stop in at the Refresh Computer Superstore in Longwood at 820 East State Road 434, just 3.5 miles east of I-4 in Longwood. Store hours are Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., and if you're listening to the show here on Saturday, that means you still have time to stop by. They'll be open until 7 p.m. today. And now, David and Adam.
All right. Thanks, Greg, and thanks, everybody, for listening to Tech Talk with Refresh Computers. You know, if you missed last week, you missed a really, really good show. We had Sheriff Lima here. We were talking about all kinds of really cool tech that they use at the Seminole County Sheriff's Department. And you can listen to the show in its entirety if you missed it by going to refreshcomputers.net and click on that podcast link right there at the top of the page. You'll hear the entire show that we did. We dedicated the whole show with Sheriff Lima, which was very unusual for us, but it was just so interesting. And a
lot of great insight.
Oh, it was great insights. You took the words right out of my mouth, and very insightful. So if you wonder, what's going on tech-wise in Seminole County with law enforcement, there's some really cool stuff going on. So check that out. Refreshcomputers.net. Click on that podcast link, and the same with any show that we do here on the radio. You can hear it in podcast form by going to refreshcomputers.net, including today's show. So if you missed any of this really cool stuff, so there's more cool AI stuff. Adam helps me, and he puts together most of this material. I'll admit that. And good job, Adam. And because, when you come up with another AI thing, Adam, I thought, my initial thought was, wow, we just talk about AI so much.
I know,
now.
yeah.
Maybe we should think of something else. But this is really cool.
It
AI
is.
stuff. And I had to look up some of it myself. So, it's really crazy. You even titled this AI Madness. It's everywhere, So you highlighted 3 or 4 different AI tools and where we have progressed, or where they have progressed. Very recently. And this new one that I never heard of, I had to ask you off the air, what's Sora 2? I haven't heard about that one. And so Sora, the number 2. And then you said you have to download it.
It's a mobile app you can get on iOS devices right now. They don't have any Android branches. I believe they also have like a web-based version, but their app is their main focus, really.
Okay. So they do have Android. They do have Apple.
They're working on Android right now.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah, Apple gets the first pickings of this new video generating AI.
So that's what this one is, and it's made by the same people you said as OpenAI, which is ChatGPT.
A name a lot of people know for AI now.
So what's the difference between ChatGPT and Sora 2 then, or Sora 2, S-O-R-A?
You can kind of look at it as ChatGPT, it's your general ask it anything and it'll give you an answer sort of AI bot is what I like to call it. It's like those chat bots that you go on websites and you get stuck in sometimes talking to. But ChatGPT is way more advanced than just a website bot.
Yeah.
It can answer
their big
anything.
thing right now, their advertising, is how it can build out like a workout schedule for you and things like that. Just kind of general, build me a routine kind of things for a lot of stuff, right?
Yeah. Sora 2 is kind of OpenAI's response to Grok. Imagine we did a show talking about that
with the video,
with the video. Yeah, Sora 2 actually you can upload a picture of somebody and say, hey, use this likeness and make a 10-second movie scene of a Michael Bay movie, and it can throw together something and spit out a 10-second video up to 10 seconds of pretty much what almost everything you tell it.
Okay, so just before the show started, I downloaded it because I have an iPhone. I downloaded the app, so and it asked me, do you want to sign in with your ChatGPT account? So there you go. It's by the same folks, and I said, sure, yeah, let's just sign in with that. and it signed me in. I haven't had a chance to play with it yet because we're doing the show right now.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be rude and do that while we're trying to talk about it.
Though it does sound fun.
It does sound fun. It does. I love to give like live updates. Oh, wow, look at this. This is pretty cool stuff. So, yeah, I use Grok for a lot of stuff, and because it's very innovating as well. So
Yeah.
and Grok will do I think 6-second videos,
Something like
with a
that,
photo.
yeah.
And so Sora 2 is 10-second videos. So pretty soon it'll be whole movies.
That's kind of what they're pushing for. I know Grok is really pushing into like the game and movie industry. They're wanting Grok Imagine to be able to provide that level of quality. And Sora 2 almost feels like it's meeting that mark as far as the movie line, because there's a lot of organizations within Hollywood that actually vocalize that they're concerned about Sora 2 and their video generating, because there's copyright issues,
Right.
There's just legal issues all around with what it can put out, but more importantly, this can really just deep fakes are a big thing that years ago were a major concern for people online, and now Sora 2 I feel like is going to recreate that deep fake scare because the videos are so lifelike.
I wonder if you can like name drop a celebrity, right? Say like, hey, have Brad Pitt do a 10 seconds. It only does 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Have Brad Pitt promote my business. And I wonder if it would come up. Have you played with it?
I haven't played with it myself, but I've seen a lot of content right now on social media. I think TikTok has seen almost like a 200% increase in AI generated content.
What has?
TikTok.
Oh, TikTok, yeah.
Because of how easy it is to spit out a prompt, download the video, post it to TikTok. That's it. Takes you, a couple minutes, depending how fast Sora can make the video.
Almost like made for TikTok, right?
Yeah.
Because it's all TikTok is like short video based material.
Yeah.
Sort of like Threads, I guess, which is what.
Yeah, Threads is
Facebook
another good comparison. And yeah, with Sora 2 right now, with all of the advanced features it has of being able to say, use this likeness, use that likeness is, I saw, what was it, last night on TikTok, somebody had made a Sora video with Martin Luther King Jr. in it, giving his I Had a Dream speech in the middle of some store. Just some modern day store. But it looked so lifelike that, you could almost believe it. That's the scary part.
That's insane. So, yeah, I'm going to play with that one. Sora 2, Sora 2, and it's available for download in the App Store, in the Apple App Store, not Android yet, evidently.
No, Android still, I don't know what they're doing with Android, but it seems a lot of AI companies have pushed Apple as their first venture as releasing a mobile app, basically.
So Sora 2 was just recently released, too, right?
They released it publicly October 1st, so it's only been about a week.
Yeah.
A little more than a week.
A little more than a week.
And, I think they released a beta version of it a couple days before, but there were only a couple thousand people that really used that, compared to now the millions of downloads that Sora 2 already has.
Yeah, because I remember hearing a week or so ago about, Hollywood being nervous about, AI taking over, things that the folks in Hollywood do. And actually, Hollywood's on a severe decline right now. And they've been in the news for not, the whole video, the whole movie industry. We talked about this with all kinds of other tech, the fact that, for example, I used to work for a company called Nortel Networks, who were the innovators in telephone equipment and communications worldwide, the number one communications manufacturing company in the world for the longest time, and they just got knocked right off their feet by a company called Cisco when voice over IP came out. And so things change, technology changes entire industries, obviously. So the entire movie industry is not going to be, probably isn't right now, Hollywood based any longer, right? Because it's just the innovation allows it to be able to expand in the areas that nobody ever thought were possible or even dreamt of before.
And that's the scary thought, too, is because a lot of movies now, they utilize CGI. And CGI is expensive. It just is. For them to go through, create it, do it right so there's no, errors or inconsistencies between CGI scenes. With AI now, we're getting to the point where these AI, you tell them a prompt, and a couple minutes later, 2 or 3 minutes later, they spit out something that is near perfect as far as details go.
Wow.
I remember AI a couple years ago where, you would tell it to generate an image of just a woman or something, and it would generate her with a human likeness, and she has 5 or 7 fingers sticking out the back of one hand or something like that.
Oh, you can tell that's AI because she has 6 fingers. And
now we're getting video. We're getting up to 10-second video with AI generated audio that syncs up to the video. So that shows how much we've progressed in, I'd say, the last 5 years or something now.
Yeah. Well, just another analogy with the Hollywood going by the way is with technology interrupting things, right, and changing things like crazy. Was we talked about just a few shows ago with Intel, right? And Intel getting knocked off,
their high horse.
Yeah. So and they had to get rescued, and unfortunately. NVIDIA came in and helped invest a bunch of money into them. And I think, aren't the owners or the primary shareholders in those two companies, aren't they like related? I think they're like cousins or something.
I'm not 100% sure, honestly. That'd be interesting to know.
That. Yeah, I think the family kind of came in and rescued there.
Yeah.
I wish the government didn't, but that's a whole nother story.
That's a whole other show that we could have right there.
So if you're listening and you want to check out that new app, Sora 2, Sora 2, that's pretty cool. I downloaded it. I'm going to play with it, and then maybe next week we can give an update on what I found and what I could do with it.
Yeah. See how you can push it to break too. Because I've seen some people generate videos that are so obviously generated, it's not even a question without a doubt.
Well, I mean, something that people might not understand is the same thing that you can do with ChatGPT. Same thing you can do with Grok is with the Sora app. That you type in text and you tell it, hey, I want this person to have red hair. I want this person to do this. I want this person to do that, and it pretty much makes the video.
Yeah.
Based on what you tell it to do, which is really, really crazy.
Yeah, and this is just kind of another push where AI is becoming more than I think we thought it would in the next couple of years. Because I was expecting for more of the side of having like an AGI AI, which is just a general use AI that can help you with anything. Absolutely anything. And Grok is actually pushing towards that.
Yeah,
now.
we're pretty much there with that.
Yeah, Grok has pushed hard, that boundary hard, and it's making it. But now seeing Sora come out with being able to generate videos and lifelike videos, that's what I want to keep using is the word lifelike. Because these older AI videos that I remember, you could tell by the details on someone's skin, just looking a little closer than just surface level of the video, you could tell. But Sora is so detailed now with some of the details on people. The front of them for a picture, imagining the back of them and being accurate with it. That's scary to me.
I did a short video using Grok.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
with Imagine right on Grok, and I just took a picture of my wife and I had a picture of my wife and I at Maid of the Mist at Niagara Falls. It was just a still photo, and I asked Grok to animate. So in 6 seconds, it came back with us looking at each other. It had me turn around. It had the back of my head. And, my wife and I giving each other a peck on the cheek. And all this generated from a still photo. And the likeness of both of us was really, really, really good.
Yeah.
Now, I will admit, if you look really close, you could tell. And some facial features may not have been exactly there, but you had to look really tight for that.
Maybe that'll be the next thing you can play with Sora, is using that same photo to see what more Sora could do.
I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Benchmark, right.
Exactly.
That's our new benchmark is
and then compare the two.
The David and his wife kiss photo. How do these generative AIs work through those? We'll have more AI talk coming up here on Tech Talk. You've been listening here on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580. Hey there, and welcome back to Tech Talk here on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580, Orlando's news and talk. I'm Greg Rhodes here with David Leavitt, president and founder of Refresh Computer Superstore, and technician Adam Littlefield. And you can contact the Refresh Computer Superstore by calling their free tech support hotline at 407-478-8200. Or if you have any other comments during the show, go and leave an open mic using the WDBO app. And now back to David and Adam as we dive into some more AI news.
Hello, and thanks again for listening to Tech Talk with Refresh Computers. If you miss any of this radio show, you can go to the website, refreshcomputers.net. Click on that podcast link up there, and then you'll be able to listen to the show in its entirety. Now, we have been talking about some new AI news, including a new program called Sora, Sora 2, which came out October 1st, just a few days ago. And it's only available on the Apple iPhone. And so, we talked about how it is a video. Yeah. Basically a video base, so you can put a picture in there or you can just describe something. It'll make a short 10-second video, but it's supposed to be really, really sharp. And it's made by the same people who made ChatGPT, which is OpenAI. So with that said, I had also mentioned that I took a photo of my wife and I at Maid of the Mist in Niagara Falls and uploaded that to Grok's video creation tool. And it made a really cool 6-second video. So I downloaded the Sora 2 app on my iPhone during the break, and I thought, well, let me just try to upload that same picture into Sora 2, and then come to find out that Sora 2 is available only by invitation right now.
Yeah, by other Sora users, I was just able to find. Only other Sora users can invite new users to use Sora right now. And they're looking to do that for about a month or so as kind of a push to not overload the AI, because if they push it public to everybody, there's a chance that whatever systems are generating these images could start running into some performance issues. I think that's their main hurdle right now.
Yeah, gosh, we have to find a Sora user, and it's sort of like, I don't know. Okay, so if it's only by other Sora, so it must be like their developers were the first Sora users, and they were able to invite other people. Sort of, craziness. So other AI news, Adam.
Yeah, so we had, I had seen that Meta is actually starting to use their Meta AI. If you've ever used Facebook, Instagram, Threads, basically any Meta platform, they're going to start using Meta AI to start engineering advertisements to be more accurate to the user, whoever is interacting with their services. And we already kind of have some motions like this called Google Ad Services. Google Ad Services will take your interests of stuff you view all the time, conglomerate it into some algorithm, and spit out ads that they think pertain to you. Well, Meta is hoping that their AI will be able to do that more efficiently and actually provide you with more ads that are relevant to what you're wanting at that moment.
Oh, okay. And Samsung is also getting into the
Samsung's
AI
starting
game.
to do it. They're doing it in a bit of an odd way I've seen. They're wanting to start pushing specifically advertisements into their devices that have
like a refrigerator,
their appliances.
Oh, that would be a reason for me not to buy a Samsung.
Yeah, you go to your fridge to start cooking dinner and you see a McDonald's ad right there at the bottom of the screen.
I don't need billboards in my kitchen.
I don't want that at all.
I hope that's something that you can opt out of, or seeing the way that the world has gone with subscriptions now, it wouldn't surprise me if you have to subscribe for ad-free on your fridge now.
That's not too dissimilar from how the Fire tablets operate. They have the same kind of advertisement-based subscription service. So.
Hey, we have about a minute just before we have to take another break, and the next segment is going to be a big, huge deal segment that Adam's going to talk about. And before we get to that deal segment, Adam, because I have to take off, I'm going to let you run with that. But I want to point out the Windows 10, Windows 11 kind of fiasco, for lack of another word, that's going on right now. So Windows 10 is expiring on October 14th, so you only have a few days left. Yeah. And some users are still, Microsoft is charging $30 to extend the use of Windows 10 for a year. Some users are actually able to get that for free somehow. But I think you have to have a Microsoft OneDrive account.
I think it's a Microsoft account, and I think it's
a paid Microsoft account.
Yeah, a paid one, yes.
If you have a paid account, then you can probably extend that for a year when your Windows 10. Otherwise, you really need to upgrade or just don't connect your computer to the internet.
Yep.
And we'll have some great options for you to upgrade coming up here just after the break. You've been listening to Tech Talk right here on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580. Welcome to Tech Talk here on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580, Orlando's news and talk. I'm Greg Rhodes here with Adam Littlefield, technician at the Refresh Computer Superstore. You can contact the Refresh Computer Superstore by calling their free tech support hotline at 407-478-8200. Or if you have any other comments during the show, go ahead and leave an open mic using the WDBO app. You can also check out the website at refreshcomputers.net or stop in at the Refresh Computer Superstore in Longwood at 820 East State Road 434, just 3.5 miles east of I-4 in Longwood. Store hours are Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And if you're listening to the show here on Saturday, it means you still have time to stop by. They'll be open until 7 p.m. today. And now, Adam Littlefield.
Thank you, Greg, and thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this edition of Tech Talk with Refresh Computers. My name is Adam. We did lose Dave over the break, so I'm going to be the one going through our nice deals today that we have in our business spotlight at the end of the show. But before I do, I did just want to say that, again, before we went to break, Windows 10 is expiring October 14th. We've only got about 3 days from this show before that support is being dropped. So if you haven't already, now is the best time for you to be looking at upgrading your computer to a Windows 11 capable computer. One of the computers that we have possibly, we've got them, I believe, Windows 11 capable ones starting for around $250, around $300. So definitely come by our store. Our location is 820 East State Road 434 over in Longwood. It's about I think 3.5 miles east of the I-4 exit from in the Longwood area. So definitely stop on by, and if you want to browse from home, you can go to our website, refreshcomputers.net. We've got our whole inventory catalog on the website right there, lists out all the different hardware, the prices, and you have any questions about it, you can always give us a call at our store number. That's 407-478-8200. That'll get you directly connected to one of our technicians or myself, so we can give you any answers that you need about a computer you're looking at, or maybe you have one already that you're wondering if it can support Windows 11. So I'm going to go ahead and get started today with just a little bit of laptops. Everybody loves a good laptop, and we've got a really nice priced Lenovo ThinkPad right now. It's the X13 model Gen 1. It comes with an i5 10th generation processor, so not too old at all. This system comes with 8 gigabytes of RAM with 256 gigabytes of new solid-state storage. We put new storage in all of our systems, so that's at least what I think is one of the most critical parts is your storage device. If that fails, you lose all of your files. So we just take the stress out of that, put in a new solid-state, and we've got that ThinkPad for $299.99. That's one of, I think, the best priced laptops we have right now. The ThinkPad are one of Lenovo's best computers I've used before from their brand. A lot better than their consumer-grade models that you'll find at your big box stores. I can't remember the name of them, but for Lenovo. But I know for Dell and HP, you've got the Dell Inspiron, and HP, I think they just use the brand name. They don't even have a model name. So this Lenovo ThinkPad X13, $299.99, just a super, super deal on a good laptop. So maybe you want a little bit of a larger laptop. That ThinkPad X13, it's a 13-inch laptop. We have the HP EliteBook 840G6. That's a i7 14-inch laptop. So a little bit of a larger screen, not too much larger, but I've seen the difference between a 13-inch and a 14-inch screen, and it does make a difference. It does. So we've got that laptop with 16 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage with Windows 11 Pro for just $329.99.
What's the IdeaPad from Lenovo?
The IdeaPad, that's what it
consumer
is.
Level. So the ThinkPad or the IdeaPad. So
okay, well, thank you for that. I wanted to say the IdeaPad, but I've seen a couple of them, and they almost look like a ThinkPad. Just that professional finish that's on them is what I want to say.
They also have the Yoga.
Yes, the Yoga is an entirely different
whole
monster,
different realm for its own thing.
So Going into some of our Dell laptops, we've got a nice 15-inch Dell Latitude 3520. The Latitude is Dell's commercial grade system, so you're getting a good business class laptop there. Comes with an i5 11th generation processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and 256 gigabytes of storage for only $499.99. And this is, I would say, one of the best 15-inch laptops we have in store right now, as far as just, you want a good middle ground computer that's going to last you a long time. It has a good size. It's a 15-inch laptop, so you get that full-size keyboard with your 10 keys on the right-hand side. I know I've had some accountants before that absolutely rely and live off of that number pad on the side, and it's soul crushing if you buy a 14-inch laptop and you're missing that.
Yeah, if you're a number cruncher, it's a necessity.
It is.
Absolutely.
So yeah, this Dell Latitude 3520 for $499.99, just a super deal on this laptop. This one I know is over $1,000 brand new, and this is one of the my favorite that we have right now, just because it's a little different from Dell's normal, smooth, plasticky cover on it. The paint on it sometimes was smooth, and I know we've talked before that Dell had some paint defects in the past, and the Latitude, there's no paint on it. It's just a nice just body on it. It's solid. This is a laptop that, when you pick it up, it's got a little bit of heft to it, but that's what most of these business class models do. They are built better, they're built stronger because they're built to last. You're going to see, I think anywhere between 6 to 8 years out of these. I've had some customers recently bringing me their computers that they got from us 15 years ago. So that gives you a testament of these business class models. These are some high-end, strong machines. So maybe you need something that's, going to just have some really strong processing power for you, something that's just going to be good on the go and just really just do some heavy lifting. We've got the Dell Latitude 7520, the older brother of the 3520. This one comes with an i7 11th generation processor, so stronger processor than the 3520. The i5 and i7, when you're looking at that, you're looking at multitasking specifically. So if you're somebody that's doing a bunch of stuff on the computer at once, maybe you're doing spreadsheets, you're trading stocks, for example. I know a lot of these laptops with the i7 processors, that's what these are good for. This one's going to be great for you. 16 gigabytes of RAM with 256 gigabytes of solid-state storage. Windows 11 Pro for just $699.99. And this laptop is, I would say, probably around $1,300, $1,400 brand new. The 75 series of Dell's systems are always just a step above everything else. So let's talk a little bit about desktops. Everybody, it's good to hear about a laptop that you can take anywhere with you, right? But I know I've had some customers that they want a good desktop computer that they don't have to worry about, that they can set up in their office, get it started up and running. You can leave it running. All of the systems I'm about to talk here really are systems that just run 24/7 in offices, banks. I've seen some of these Optiplex units that I'm going to talk about, the desktop models, they're actually run in ATMs. So if you imagine you've got an ATM sitting out in the blaring sun all day in a confined space with little to no air movement, and I can't remember the last time I've seen an ATM down because of something computer related. Right. I've seen damages to the ATMs before, but I've never seen one technical wise. So let me start off here with our Dell Optiplex 3070 Micro. This is a little tiny microcomputer. If you've seen the Mac Mini before from Apple, it's very similar to that size. This is a little computer that, honestly, I've seen people before mount it to the back of their monitors. It's small enough that you can attach it to the back of your monitor and it just disappears. It's like the computer's not even there. So we've got that microcomputer. It has an i5 9th generation processor in it, 16 gigabytes of RAM with 256 gigabytes of storage, again with Windows 11 Pro for just $299.99. And this is a really good computer if you've just got some low-use environment that you need it for. You're going through just maybe a POS system for a restaurant. A micro would be really good for that. I've seen some businesses drive their menus with them before. If they've got like televisions with menus on them, they'll use these little micros because they're easy just to hide. It puts a little bit of magic in it that you've got a TV running, a bunch of images, no computer in sight. So that's what these micros are really good for. And again, $299.99, that's just a super deal for a little tiny powerhouse like these things. So we've also got the Dell Optiplex 5070. It's an i7 9th generation desktop. 16 gigabytes of RAM, 256 gigabytes of storage. This is what I would point almost anybody to that comes into our store and says, hey, I need a computer that I'm going to be doing some spreadsheets on. I'm just checking my email, doing some online baking. This Optiplex 5070 is honestly the system I always push because it is the cheapest system that you can get for the most longevity that you're going to really see out of it. These 5070s, they're the small form factor, so it's that about 12-inch by 12-inch by, I think, 3 or 4-inch size. They're not too large at all, and, I've seen people use these as a monitor stand before. You put it on its side, put the monitor on top, that's it. So we've got that 5070 right now for just $349.99. And, with this system, you basically just get that. You can get a keyboard and mouse with it as well if you'd like to. We have all of that there. We have all the peripherals you'll ever need, really, for a computer at our store. So, you can look at that on our website, the Optiplex 5070, the little search box you can go to and just search up that number. And you can find it right away like that. And through our website as well, we do offer online ordering. So if you're, listening to the show right now, if you're able to browse through our website and you see a computer that you like, you can add that to your cart. You can go through, put in your payment information, get checked out, and you can even select to have it shipped straight to your doorstep. We do, expedited shipping with it. We also do in-store pickup. So if you're located close to the store and, you want to just run over and grab it on your way home from work one day, you can do that. And all of those orders we get, filled same day normally, permitting nothing happens at the store like it gets super, super swamped like we have been this morning. So again, if you see a computer online that you see, you do have the liberty to buy it online, or you can come to our store. And if you have it pulled up on your phone, that helps us the best because we can pull off our own identification number right off of the page there. We can pull it up for you. We can bring out the machine and have you actually physically look at it as well.
And that's one of my big things when I purchase an item like a computer. I like to be a little hands-on with it. I like to see. I can read the weight and the sizing and all that all day, but I want to feel how it feels in between my fingers.
Exactly.
And the weight and the pliability to it, things like that. So. And
the main thing for me, too, is knowing what ports the computer has.
Right.
Because a lot of online shops will show you just a couple images and that's it. You can't really make out too much out of the images that a lot of places give. So if you ever have a question, if the computer has how many USB ports the computer has, or if it has a certain plug for your monitor, you can give us a call. We can pull that model physically off the floor so we can give you right there an accurate description of what plugs it has, what it doesn't. If you have to get an adapter cable, we do have all of those as well, anywhere from about $15 up to $30, depending what you need. So even if it doesn't have a port that you need, more than likely, we've got a cable that we can adapt for it.
What's the strangest adapter that you have in the shop right now? Something that you go, wow, who actually needs that?
The strangest adapter I think I've had right now that I haven't seen move too often has been, I think it's our HDMI to VGA cables.
Yeah, that's an interesting backwards.
It's an interesting one because you're converting a digital signal to analog.
Right.
And it doesn't always want to work. And there are different versions of it that, for computers that are being a little finicky, that it can force its way to work. But yeah, that's definitely one of the strangest ones I've seen. And, it's not one that I see move often because so many computers now use DisplayPort.
Right.
And DisplayPort is infinitely easier to adapt as far as the cables go. So with the HDMI, normally there's a second USB plug that has to be plugged in. It's called an active HDMI. So it actually can stay up to date with the computer's sleep status. Whereas DisplayPort just works. You plug in a cable in the back, you plug your cable in on the other side, and I don't even understand how you can convert that easily from digital to analog, but if it works, I'm not gonna question it.
Right.
So, talking about some really good desktops here, let's talk about an all-in-one unit. All-in-one units are what I would say is the easiest plug it in and use it device. You've got your keyboard, your mouse, and the power plug for the all-in-one. That's it. The all-in-one, it's its own screen. So we've got a Dell Optiplex 5490, 24-inch screen on that all-in-one. Comes with an i5 10th generation processor, so, pretty good processor in it. Windows 11 Pro for $449.99. And the all-in-ones are really what I stress being the easy computer, that if you've got an older computer right now and it's using VGA, for example, a lot of computers are not coming with VGA anymore.
Right.
I know we have a few in store that still have it on board, and those are actually ones that were upgraded when they were first purchased to have a VGA port on them. So we left those adapter boards in there for the VGA. That way, if you purchase that computer, you have VGA, you're good to go. But if you want to purchase just a brand new computer that's got nothing but DisplayPort and you don't know if your monitor can really support it, An all-in-one, honestly, is a really good choice. It really is, because it takes the hassle out of connecting multiple devices together, the computer to the monitor, the keyboard and mouse to the computer, the power plug to the monitor, and, it makes a mess. When you condense it down to 3 cables, really, that you're looking at, or 1 cable if you get a wireless keyboard and mouse combo, which is another peripheral we have at the store. So all of these super deals are available on our website. That's refreshcomputers.net. And if you want to listen back to those deals again, you can go to our website and click that podcast link. I think we're going on a break here, but after that, we'll be getting into our business spotlight.
You've been listening to Tech Talk right here on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580. Hey there, and welcome back to Tech Talk here on WDBO 107.3 FM and AM 580, Orlando's News and Talk. I'm Greg Rhodes, sitting here with Adam Littlefield, technician over at Refresh Computer Superstore. You can contact the Refresh Computer Superstore by calling their free tech support hotline at 407-478-8200. And you can also check out their website at refreshcomputers.net. And now, back to Adam.
Well, thank you, Greg. And again, thank you, everybody, for tuning into this episode of Tech Talk with Refresh Computers. I think our topic this week with Sora is definitely going to be something that we'll be able to talk about for the upcoming weeks just because of what's going to be developing. So in this segment, this is our business spotlight. If you're a regular listener, you know exactly how this segment goes, where we like to give just a shout out to some of the local businesses that have done business with Refresh Computers in the past week. So let me start off with Game Room Concepts Unlimited. They brought us in some computers and just cloned some information from one machine to the other. That's one of the many services we provide, just cloning. So you can get a one-to-one copy of one computer to the other, and we work out all the kinks in between. So happy we could get that done for them. We also had Patriot Financial Services. They had us come out and perform some on-site service for them. I believe we were diagnosing some network issues for them on-site in their office. So happy that we could get out there and just get it fixed up for them and just get everything really cleaned up. We also had NCS Network Cabling Services. They purchased one of our Dell Optiplex 5080 desktops, and they also purchased a RAM upgrade for that system. So we bumped that up to 32 gigabytes of RAM. And that's a main thing in our store is all of our computers there, mainly ship with 16 gigabytes of RAM and a 256 gigabyte solid state storage. But all of those two things are upgradable. If you see a computer in the store that's only got 16 gigs of RAM and you need 64, for example, just let one of our technicians know and we can give you a price quote on that. We have RAM and SSDs in the store, so we can do that upgrade for you while you wait. It only takes about 5-10 minutes normally to get it done.
And if you're shopping on the website, it actually shows you those available upgrades to some of these systems as well.
Yeah, that way we can get the system ready for you by the time you pick it up or we get it shipped out to you, so everything's configured the way that you want it. We also had Maitland Tire Company. They purchased one of our Dell Optiplex 5080 systems and also got 2 of our Dell Optiplex 3070 systems. So I think they are renovating some of their systems for the Windows 10 switch. We had Mac Fasteners Inc. They purchased one of our Dell Latitude 5520 laptops, and they got one of those 1 terabyte storage upgrades on it that we were just talking about. So happy we could get that done for them, just super quick too. I think it only took about 5 minutes to get that upgrade done. We had Spring West Management. They came by and purchased one of our Dell Latitude 5500 laptops. We also had Keltec CNC Industries. They purchased 4 of our Dell Optiplex 3070 systems and had to ship them out to them. So that's one of the main things that we really like to push is that we offer in-store pickup. It's great for your local pickup, but say you're somewhere all the way out in Cocoa, for example. We did just have a business out there purchase a bunch of our systems that we were able to actually get taken out there for them, get them shipped out so they didn't have to make the trek all the way up to Longwood to pick up those systems. So yeah, our website will, if you choose shipping, you put in your billing address, it'll give you an accurate cost right there for shipping, and you get a couple different options too as far as the speed and what shipping service is chosen. We also had Summit Village Condominiums. They purchased one of our HP 24-inch monitors. I think they had one just kind of fail on them during a recent storm here. So they got one of our nice 24-inch monitors. Those HP ones are some of the best ones I think we have, right next to the 22-inch HP monitors that we have. Those 22-inch are brand new in the box with all the cables. So those are the ones that I love to just talk about because they're just a great, great deal. We also had Austin Industrial. They came by and purchased one of our Dell Latitude 5400 systems. And then we also had New Vision Auto Glass. They came by and purchased one of our Dell Latitude 5500 laptops. Well, it looks like we're coming to the end of our show here. So again, thank you everybody for listening to this episode of Tech Talk here with Refresh Computers. Again, Windows 10 support is being dropped on October 14th. So you've only got a couple days coming to replace that machine with a Windows 11 machine. We've got tons of deals on our website, refreshcomputers.net. So make sure you check that out or give us a call at our tech support hotline, 407-478-8200. We look forward to speaking to you guys again next week.